Hey, my Legion, how y'all doing today? I'm here today to review a movie called, not really a movie, but a television special, I guess, from Canadian TV called Cheech Chong Puff Puff Laugh. Now, the way it was marketed, the way I saw it on Tubi TV, I thought it was a Cheech Chong special. Nothing but Cheech Chong, and I haven't seen Cheech Chong in a long time. There was a big buzz that they did a movie called You Gotta See This back in 2008, and I saw that. It was like a concert film. And in that movie, it's like an hour and 20 minutes or something like that. Hour and a half, hour and 20 minutes. And that one, they did a whole bunch of skits. Some were good. Some were painfully not funny. Especially the one for, I like Eric Mai, but the whole way they did the whole thing was terrible with Cheech dressed, screaming out, I want the blue M&Ms. I want the blue M&Ms. For about 10 minutes. And tearing apart the dress, that sucked. And then played the song, and it just all lip synced. It was terrible. There's some other things that are really, really bad. You got to see Tommy Chong's wife, though. She's pretty attractive. But I mean, there was a couple of skits that were really good, but for the most part, it wasn't that great. I give that was a 5 out of 10. But this is Puff Puff Laugh Laugh. And like I said, 2010, I haven't seen Cheech Chong since then. And I saw that in either 2009 or 2010. So I haven't seen Cheech Chong in a long time. Except for when I saw After Hours, they had a small part in there. I remember growing up with them. As far as their comedy and stuff like that, I wasn't allowed to watch any of their movies until we got VCR. And then we ended up renting some stuff. We ended up renting... what did we rent? Well, next movie, Cheech Chong's next movie, that's the one I really remember seeing commercials for and advertising for. We saw that, rented that. I remember renting Nice Dreams. And that might have been the only two that I remember renting from back then. And they did some other ones, and I didn't see those till much later. I know my friend, I borrowed Cheech Chong's Greatest Hits. I remember making a copy of that on cassette tape. And that was good. I remember that. I remember hearing a Cheech Chong comedy album on the 8-track that played on the bus going to school. But those are the ones. And then when I went in the Army, I finished watching some of the other ones Up in Smoke. That was a classic one. And then some of the other ones like Yellowbeard, and then Korskin Brothers, which was terrible. That was really bad. And I think I got home from Germany, or I remember renting Still Smoking. I didn't care for that one either. That was a huge flop on their part. They said even Cheech Chong fans wouldn't like that. Well, anyways, this movie, I assumed it was all Cheech Chong. What it was it was filmed for the Just for Laughs Festival, which is filmed in Canada every year in Montreal, I guess. And this was a special that was filmed by the CBC, because they don't edit stuff out on Canadian TV. It starts out with them doing, born in East LA, and they did the exact same thing they did on, You Gotta See This, or, where they did that, and then they did do a thing with him and his wife dance and stuff like that together, and I don't know, I mean, it was okay. I wasn't a big fan. And then they introduced a bunch of comedians. The first one was Bill Burr. I didn't know who the guy was, and then I saw it. I mean, I know who he is now, and he was on, he rose to some fame because he plays the dad, the voice of the dad in the F is for Family on the Family Channel. His comedy, I didn't think it was that funny, but at least it was interesting. It wasn't boring or nothing like that. And then after that came, they had a Q&A session with Cheech Chong. It was really interesting. And then there was a story he had, a joke that he had, a joke/story that he had that was really clever and really funny. And then they cut it off to show this other guy that wasn't that great. And he comes in, introduced, and I can't remember the guy's name. He was only average. He wasn't funny. I liked when he talked about sharks. That was kind of cool, but he wasn't very good. And then they had them come back, and they did a thing of they did a thing where their dogs sniffing each other's butts and stuff, which was funny. That's the skit they did on Still Smoking too, as well. And then they had like this guy from England who thought he was like Russell Brand, but dressed like he was from the 70s. Yeah, I didn't care for him at all. I think Chong said, yeah, you gotta be on drugs to understand him, which I thought was funny. And then they had something else, and they had like a little skit, and they introduced someone else, Vandrell, somebody, who was like, and he was funny. He was really funny because his humor was really kind of warped, and he even did like a Susan Smith joke. And I liked it, and the audience gasped, like, oh, I can't believe he said that. But he was really funny, just really kind of warped and demented, and that was really good. I liked him. And then they had Cheech and Chong come back, and they did Mexican Americans from, if you remember the movie, Cheech and Chong's Next Movie. And they drew it out, and it wasn't funny because they drew it out so much. The way they did it in next movies, they did it like the way the vocals were, it didn't fit in with the music and stuff like that. But they drew it out so much that it just wasn't the same. That was kind of a disappointment. But I mean, for the most part, we got to see Tommy Chong's wife again. Not a lot, but a little bit. And then that was it. And then the end credits rolled. The end credits were pretty clever. The girl announced they tried to make little jokes and stuff. And then like a little cartoon thing at the very end. But like I said, for CBC, for the most part, it was give and take. But it was only 45 minutes. The one thing that really helped with a couple of the interesting things for Cheech Chong, that last comedian on there was really good. So I'd probably give Cheech Chong Puff Puff Laugh 6.5 out of 10. I mean, if you would like Cheech Chong, maybe watch it, but I wish it would have been better. But oh well, I saw it on Tubi TV. It didn't cost me nothing. It made in 2010. Like I said, Canadian TV does not censor anything. So I hope you like this review. Until next time, bye, please. Take care, my legion. Gain, staying, bang, public,